The Story of Trains, a series about people and trains.
Greetings, all. I'm Meebu Gordon.
Sure, I can tell
Today,
you a little
Edward tells us a story of a time before Amtrak. He also tells a story about him becoming a runaway train and crashing into Union Station with something similar happening in 1953. So come see what happens in the Story of Trains episode. You gotta see what happens. Let's do it.
One day, Edward and Gohan were resting when a paint-scratched Meebu Gordon pulls in.
Hello, son. What happened? What happened to your paint? I derailed. That's what. Ugh. And my brakes were faulty too and failed. And I crashed off the rail because of my wobbliness.
They said it's from that.
Maybe, I thought you got your wobbly fixed a year ago.
Well, I guess they're back. Ugh. I guess no other engine was a runaway train before Amtrak.
Well,
Actually, I was a runaway train once.
What? Really, Edward? Can you tell us about it?
talking here. Well,
Sure, I can tell you a little story. I am Train the Melon, and I present to all of you the story of trains. Get there. Pray by me at the end, along with ding dong and it will come on like you. 1953 Union Station crash. Before Amtrak, me and him operated a totally different railroad called the Penn Central. Back then, me and him ran Penn Central trains around Washington, D.C., using locomotives from Thomas & Friends series that me and him already had. From push-alongs to motorized. We also had our own Northeast Corner back then. Our most engines weren't painted, and we were painted in a Penn Central black paint, with golden line running across them, along with his tender. During that time, me and his railroad was not doing so good. As you can say, our railroad was in a big trouble. Equipment and infrastructure was very old, and highways and airlines were taken over. During that time, we had interest in high-speed rail from other countries. This led to the Metro Line train in January 1960 for operation on our Northeast Corridor. While it was problematic at speed, it proved popular and drove people back to the railroad. This relieved some engines, but lots of people were still worried, as we were still losing amounts of money operating our Pennsylvania Railroad. It was a holiday, and lots of people were flocking to DC by train. So one incident would happen. On January 15, 1953, the Federal Express was operating between Boston and Washington, D.C. Between Boston and New York, two different engines pulled the train. First was Kenji, and then between New Haven and New York, Meebu Diesel pulled the train. When it stopped in New York, Edward was there to take over and take it the rest to Washington.
Careful with the brakes on this. It's a little sticky. You've been acting up.
I'll keep that in mind. Thanks. It was heavy because there were more cars added to the train, but the train ran smoothly as it entered the state of Rome. But not far from Washington, things would start to go wrong. Baltimore was the last stop on the Federal Express before arriving at Union Station. the final destination. All trains stop at Baltimore Penn Station. That includes the MARC trains and the Amtrak trains. After leaving Baltimore, Edward accelerated to 60 miles per hour, normal track speed.
Not that far. Very fast around.
But he only slowed to 50 miles per hour.
What? Only to 50? I can now slow down when I move to Union Station. My emergency
They
brake?
tried an emergency brake, but they were just as weak.
Really? Just down to 50? Come on. Well, there's nothing more I can do except whistle.
Edward began to frantically blow his whistle to alert Tank, who was ahead. Outside Union Station, Tank was just watching trains come and go. Then he saw Edward race past him at full speed.
Oh, runaway train! I got one! Runaway in track 16, Station Master! Repeat, runaway train! Runaway train!
What? Attention! Everyone! Evacuate! Wherever you are! Leave the station! There's a runaway train coming!
Everyone at Union Station evacuated as fast as they could. They only had seconds to get out of the way.
I better go run. If an runaway train comes from the south!
And she raced off. Edward was getting closer and closer. At the same time, Evil Thomas are approaching the station with a regional train. And going on top of pulling to the station with a commuter train.
Wait, Thomas, you can't go on the station. There's a runaway train coming. Runaway train? Alright, Thomas, get clear. Oh, yikes. Let's sit and watch the impact.
Oh, this upper hill helps slow me down. Oh, but the downhill part. Race for impact!
Everyone stopped, looked, and watched as Edward raced in and he crashed into the buffer and came off the track. A few coaches also came off the track right behind him. When he stopped, everyone was in shock, including the engine who saw him crash.
Chugga chugga, whoa! You were right to warn me, Ruby Emily. It was the runaway train. Yes. Thomas, go on the track. Go on Thomas, make room.
So Weeble Thomas backs up and went onto the other track. Weeble Emily checks on Edward.
Edward, are you okay?
I'm fine, but what about the passengers? No one how bad I came in. I doubt anyone survived.
Passengers, are y'all okay? Shaken, a little injured, but alive. Not a single dead person out here.
What?
Whoa, call it a miracle.
Huh, I guess it was a miracle.
The engines were right to call it a miracle because no one died at all. Not in the station or in the train. Just 43 people suffered injuries. Some were serious enough for an overnight hospitalization. Soon Carly and Sandy were on the scene.
Wow, this is a sight to behold. Not something you see every day.
Do you think we can get the train up?
The coaches, yeah, but there's over there. And we got lots of people to come for the holidays, so I'm afraid I'll have to stay for a while until the holidays are over.
What?
So I have to sit here for a while out of service?
Oh, come on!
Sorry, Edward.
Boots.
Carly and Sandy hauled the coaches back onto the track. And train service, though delayed, was not canceled at all, and train service resumed as normal. Everyone operated, except for Edward, of course, who had to sit out of service watching other trains pass by. He did not like it. Eventually, he was hauled back onto the track by Carly and Sandy and taken to the works to be fixed. Luckily, he didn't suffer any serious damage, and a few days later, he was back on the rails pulling trains.
Okay, Sandy, we investigated the crash. What do we got? Well, after the train departed from Boston on the 14th, it stopped twice up the line. Why's that? Its brakes were sticking, and a 45-minute inspection happened to find it. That's when they found the angle cock valve was closed. Cock valve? What's that? Well, the air system on board the train had angle cocks at each end of the car. Both valves have to be open for the air system to operate. If they're closed valve at all, it's only at the rear on the last car of the train. Air brakes of trains are powered by composed air tanks aboard each car. Yes, as engines generate air pressure that's supposed to flow through the air brakes along the entire car, the entire length, or you say the whole train. Anything else? Well, when this pressure is lower, the valves on the pressurized air tanks will come open. And they'll put pressure on the wheels, and, well, you know it, the brakes come on. Oh, that makes sense. But wait, one car's separate from one another. Then the pressure automatically drops, and the brake will come on automatically. Right? It's a failsafe.
I can tell you that during this train stop at New York, they said they found the open valve in the correct open position.
What? Huh. Well, I think all wrong, because when me and Sandy evacuated the car, we found the angle cocktail on the last car of the train to be closed, not open.
What? Impossible.
Astronomical.
So that meant only 3 coaches and myself only had braking power, but the rest of the train didn't?
That's right.
Whoa, what a strange turn of events. Indeed it was. Time kept moving on. We operated our railroad for a few more years until it went bankrupt, so me and him decided to start a new railroad on May 1st, 1971. First it was Railpax, and then later we came up with the perfect name, Amtrak. This is based on the real Amtrak that actually owned the Northeast Corridor. We painted our engines into Amtrak colors. And despite that crash, we continued on in service and eventually becoming Amtrak. And that's the story.
Well, thank you for telling me that story, Edward. That was a terrible story.
Yes, that was nice. Hey, Edward, you got me painted back at the Pennsylvania Railroad. Why?
Well, I guess I decided to get painted into it during I was telling recording the story.
Can we paint it back into Amtrak, please?
Fine.
One page. One pencil tape.
Why black? That's not a good color for Amtrak.
But Papa will give you a fresh coat of paint, Weeble Gordon, and you'll feel right as rain.
That will make me feel better.
Weeble Gordon didn't only receive new paint scheme, he also received an overhaul. Thanks to the overhaul, Weeble Gordon can now pull trains again. Though he still sways from side to side, he can pull trains up to speed again like the Silver Star, Crescent. He wasn't the only one who was proud of Phase 2 paint scheme. Sir Weeble Thomas, who got repainted into the Phase 7 paint scheme. Together, Amy and Weeble Gordon showed their paint scheme off at school, and everyone saw them and liked them. I felt happy and proud of them for their paint schemes. Edward was proud of Weeble Gordon for believing in himself. And students Thomas were proud of him for his paint scheme, and everyone is happy. And there'll be many, many more adventures to come. But those are stories for another day.
Say out of my green and brown and blue. They're the really useful crew. All the different roles that play around in the shed so far away. Down the hills and round the bends. Thomas and his friends. Thomas,
He's the cheeky one.
James,
He's vain but lots of fun.
Percy,
Pulls a man on time.
Gordon,
Thunders down the line.
Emily,
Really knows her stuff.
Henry,
Toots and huffs and puffs.
Edward,
Wants to help